Happy Sunday and welcome to day 7 of our 10 days of self-care. And I am coming to you live. My name is Amanda Lee, and for those of you who do not know me, I'm a health, happiness, and hormone coach, helping women feel at home in their body, both physically and emotionally. And I've been taking through these 10 days of self-care to share different components of self-care that is more than just physical things that you can do to take care of your body. So the next C that I have for you today is the word community and understanding the importance that community plays. Now, I've touched on this a little bit in our other calls or other videos that I've had, but community is really part of meeting your needs on a deep level that gives you a feeling of connection so you don't feel isolated, okay? So isolation feels like the need to escape, and we don't want you to be in the position of having to escape a life that you hate. And part of that is having community around you to make you feel connected and seen and understood. So most women who come to work with me underestimate the power of being in community on a consistent basis within the women in my Get Your Body Back program. So one of the main things that I get is like how grateful they are for the community, how much they didn't know that they needed community, and how surprising they are of how it helps them just to be staying accountable and to be connected to groups of women on a regular basis. So I've always sought out community in my life. Again, it's one of those meeting your needs on a deep level. So doing what you know you need to, even when you don't want to, when you don't feel like it, right? And having community around something that's a common interest is really important. So, you know, health and wellness and all those things is important. Spiritually, finding a good community is something that is going to help you feel rewarded and invested in your life versus isolation. So sometimes community can be hard to seek out, but you have to go out of your comfort zone to find it and to find those people that you have that connection with. So I just want to hit home the importance of finding that community, making sure that you're around it on a regular basis, because we were not made to be islands and isolate and be by ourselves. And, you know, there's something about being able to share something that's going on and have other women come around and support you. Now, I have this in multiple different avenues in my life. I have a community around business. I have a group that I'm in with women who are holding me accountable business-wise and constantly, you know, I'm able to bounce my fears and my needs off them, and they respond. And, you know, that's a beautiful thing. I'm in a community around relationships as a single woman who's been, you know, growing in my love journey with myself and others. You know, I am in that community now, you know, even though now I am in a relationship, yay, I continually need to have that community around me because there's going to be new things that pop up that I need support on. So it's really important. I don't want to have to go to my man all the time to work through stuff. And this is one of the things that happens in your life as a woman. If you don't have community around you, you start to begin to put so much pressure on that relationship and those people to meet all your needs, right? And they just can't meet all of our needs. Our children and our husbands, our fiancés, our boyfriends, our whatever, or, you know, significant other, love relationship, whoever, cannot meet all of your needs. And what happens is if you're not taking consistent action to meet some of these needs, this pressure gets felt on in these relationships. So having a community of people who you can go to work through some of your stuff, so you're not bringing all your stuff to the table all the time with everybody that you're in relationship with, because it's exhausting. So I have a community around that. You know, I have a community around you know, different, my church community. You know, I have a community that I meet with that we have family dinners on Sunday nights, and it's a beautiful community where you can just come and be seekers of God and be in that place and without like the plastic pressure. And that's really important to me, to have people who spiritually I jive with, who are on the same path as me. So find your community, find your people, and make that be part of your self-care, of making sure you take time to invest in that. And of course, you know, you have your girlfriends and your friends that you have in community as well. But there's something to be said about community within a struggle, right? So if you've got struggle with food addiction, if you've got struggle with your body, if you've got struggle with your mindset, all these things, you know, we address and Get Your Body Back. Being in a community, even when it's online, it can feel like, oh, well, it's online, so it's not really in person. But the relationship that I see that always gets built between the sisters, the Sozo sisters in Get Your Body Back, is really beautiful. Just they know they can go in there and say, I had a crappy day, this happened, because our lives are happening around us, and we're in a community of like trying to feel hormonally balanced but also emotionally balanced. And so they're able to come and share some of that. They get feedback from the other women in the group, and they really just lift each other up. It's not a matter of fixing or prodding or poking, but just support. Okay, and being there for each other, and even just like, oh, this is going on with my body, I feel awful. Did this happen for you? Yeah, this happened for me. Oh, I'm so glad to know I'm not alone, right? So having that community just makes you feel you've got support. And when you've got a foundation of support, you're able to thrive and blossom as that plant that we talked about in Cultivate, right? So this is one of the aspects that you need, just like a plant needs food, water, the right light. Community is one of those things that you need as a woman to thrive. We were made to be in community as women, okay? We used to grow up in tribes where we would be all together raising our babies together, and all the women, when they were on their menstrual cycle, they'd be sent off to a tent together. They just like hung around, for 5 to 7 days, as they bled, and were in community. And we don't do that anymore. So even just giving yourself permission to have that kind of relationship with other women, I think, is extremely important, and having community support you. So I just want to encourage you to find ways that you can seek out community in your life and make that be consistent for yourself, that you feel that you are supported, okay? And of course, I would love, hello, I don't know how to say your name, Antro Presti. Antonio Presti. What's your name, love? Is that how I say your name? Hi, Melody. Glad you're here. And Melody's going to be joining Get Your Body Back for the fall session, and that is something I just want to encourage you guys to consider to meet some of these needs. Anto. Okay. Hey, Anto. Hi. I'm glad you're here. I would love to know what your sources of community are. If you have source of community right now, I would love for you to write it in the comments. So Antonella, oh, that's a beautiful name. I'd love for you to write it in the comments so I can see what your source of community is. I would love to know different aspects of people's community and where they're getting that connection. If you see the value of connecting with other people who are like-minded on a journey for you, and where you're getting support. I want to know where you're getting support from that's not just your significant other. Okay, who in your life do you have that you can reach out to get support? Not in always be your yes people either, okay? So your yes people are always going to be like, oh, it's fine, you're doing fine, and kind of give you excuses around what you're doing, but people are actually going to hold you accountable and encourage you to go the right way. Yeah, church, Bible study, beautiful. Yeah, you've got to have that kind of community of like-minded spiritually, for sure. And make sure you get that, but also emotionally, right? You've got to make sure that you have that connection, because sometimes within church circles, unfortunately, it can be like this feeling of perfection or plastic that you need to keep it all together. So if you've got an awesome, church community that's making you feel that it's okay to be real and to struggle, and that you can come to the table with your stuff, and they're gonna welcome you open armed, that's great. But sometimes within the church community, unfortunately, there's a lot of plastic masks that are worn, and not everybody is as real, and everybody's trying to, make themselves look as good as possible. I'm not saying that's across the board, but that's part of the reason why I've sought out a different kind of church community that's like really small and intimate and does church a little differently. So if you're not getting that there, then you definitely need to be in a community where you can really bear your stuff and be where you are and get that support that's there. So I would love for you to come and experience my clearing call that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to do a little webinar and a clearing call on Wednesday evening at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I would love for you to come and join me and see how it feels to be within a community of women who are going to be working through their stuff together, acknowledging it, clearing it, and being supportive of one another in that. So mark your calendars for this Wednesday for that, because I cannot wait to see you there. And I want to offer you that opportunity to do that. So please let me know how you sought out community this weekend. Let me know and post it in the comments so I can see. I would love to hear. And I hope you are all having a beautiful Sunday. I hope you use it to really just prepare yourself for an awesome week and get your mindset ready for the week. And I will be here tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. with day 8 of the 10 days of self-care. And it's a good one. Can't wait to share it. See you then. Bye-bye.